everyone, and welcome to We Are Forza Podcast. Today we have Forza Erwin with us. Hi, how are you?
Hey, Robi, I'm doing very well. We already have a lot of fun, so that's
Eh,
promising. But I'm doing
Yeah,
good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I had some soup for dinner today earlier, so I'm fine.
Tomato soup?
No, it wasn't tomato soup, but
Okay,
yes, I know where you are going.
exactly.
Okay, Forza Erwin is a YouTuber. He is also a photographer, but we are going to focus on his YouTube channel. Okay, so let's first talk about your relationship with Forza. What's the first Forza game you have ever played?
That was Forza Motorsport 1.
Okay,
Um, and the reason behind it was I was playing Project Gotham on the Xbox 360. It was a launch title back in the day.
yeah.
And it was also my first online experience, right? And
Mhm.
I was playing racing games, when consoles came out, right? But I
Mhm.
always had the expectation of myself to be quick. I always, when I do something, I want to be fast and I want to be number one. Second is the first loser. I always say to myself, a little bit
Mhm.
maybe too harsh. But then after playing Project Gotham for a while, I also joined an racing clan called back
Yeah,
in the day DRC, so Dutch Racing Crew, and
yeah.
we had a forum and etc. And panel members, and we were competing also on competition level on Project Gotham. So beside the weekly challenges that you had, that you need to be in the top 50, and yeah,
Oh,
we and I in the club, we were every time on those leaderboards. So we
yeah.
were actually quite fast. But then we never really played Forza 1. But then we know that Forza 2 was coming up on a release, and
Okay,
we wanted to get up to speed on Forza in general. So then
okay.
we started playing Forza 1, but only like maybe 3 months or a half a year
Yeah.
prior to Forza 2 was releasing, just to get the feel of the game, right?
Mm.
So I already had an OG Xbox, so I only needed to copy. And then we started practicing to be fast on Forza 2. So the experience was mainly on a real competitive level for me.
Okay,
And that was mainly due to Project Gotham, because that's where, for me at least, the whole Xbox Live and racing, like really competition level, really started on that game.
okay, okay. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I just start playing for fun, not because I'm never fast. I'm always low. Always the last one, and I don't care.
yeah, the thing is, I always want to be fast. It's crazy. This
Mhm.
afternoon, I was driving on Gran Turismo Sport, and then
Yeah,
you have those leaderboards, right? And I want to be at least 1 second of the top 10, or
yeah.
else I will just continue hot lapping. I'm
Okay,
not even the
okay,
multiplayering. I'm just the hot lapping, just to get
okay.
to close to the top 10. Yeah,
I only want to finish the race. That's
within the
okay.
30 seconds. Yeah,
Yeah, no, yes. When the I play mostly Forza Horizon, so
yeah,
yes, I just want to finish the race. Though.
exactly,
Well, that's good. We are all different.
exactly.
Imagine if everyone wants to be first one, so it would be horrible.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will, but they will end up in the back anyway, right?
Yeah. At least I don't get angry. I just okay, my usual place. Yeah.
No, you laugh when you
Yeah.
become second, because I can get really pissed off when I
Yes.
when I'm not top five or something like that.
That's my motto. If you don't want to be the last one, invite me to your game. I will be there. Okay. What's your favorite car?
My favorite car.
Yeah.
Wow, That's a really good question.
It
It's
can be
not.
in game or in real life or both. It's up to you.
It's somehow, it's maybe a weird choice, because it's
Hmm.
not really in the games, right? But
Okay.
in the BTCC, so
Yeah.
you had that Renault Laguna,
Okay.
like from many years back, with the yellow and blue livery, and that
Okay.
car was absolutely fantastic. It's a really classic game, and or a car, and it's a shame
Hmm.
that it's not so much in race games. I cannot even remember. Maybe it was on Toka, when the
Oh,
Toka, that game was back in the day on PS1 or PS2, I don't know.
mhm.
And you're Toka race driver, and maybe there was the car in. But every time when I see on Twitter, you see sometimes when you like something, you see cars coming up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
every time when I see that Renault Laguna, it does something special for me. And also, my father had that car back in the day.
Okay.
So
Okay.
my father could choose for his job every 4 years a new car, just the privilege that I have as well.
Yeah.
But back in the day, he had also the Renault Laguna, and I was quite young back then. But still,
Mhm.
every time when I see that yellow and blue livery, man, that's a fantastic car. It's amazing. I love
Okay.
it.
Yeah. It's we all love nice cars or different cars, or it's
Yeah.
fun that sometimes maybe we think everyone will like a supercar, a hypercar, and it's not true. Sometimes
No.
it's just like a simple car, or
Yes. Yeah,
yeah,
and you know it. I have so many cars that I like,
yeah,
but somehow when I think about cars, that's the first one to pop up. But
yeah,
supercars I like a lot as well, like a Ferrari 458, right?
yeah.
And then also with a white body kit on it, that's absolutely amazing. But
Mhm.
I like Japanese cars as well, right? So the
Okay,
T50Z or the 370Z or whatever.
okay.
I like such cars a lot. So I have a really broad range of cars that I like. But
Mm.
I don't know if it's really, if it's because of the round shape or the sharp lines.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just with a lot of people probably you like
yeah,
something or you don't, right?
yeah. That's true. It's yes or
Like
no.
people, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's like I like Ferrari, but it has to be red. If it's not
yeah.
red, nope, I don't want
No,
it. Stand back.
yeah, exactly, yeah, yeah,
uh, what's your favorite track?
yeah. That's a good one. I like Brands Hatch a lot.
Okay.
I caught myself playing Brands Hatch a lot in
Yeah.
Forza motorsport games, at least.
Yeah.
And Brands Hatch was every time the go-to track for me.
Okay.
But Road America, I like as well. But Brands Hatch is really the car or the track, the go-to track for me. And when I
Mhm.
was playing Assetto Corsa, then of course Zandvoort in the Netherlands. Yeah, because I'm a Dutch guy, right? I'm from the
Yeah.
Netherlands,
Yeah.
and the flow of the track of Zandvoort, it's really nice. But I think
Yeah.
Brands Hatch edges it a little bit. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I think first time someone say this track, if I remember right. Maybe I don't. You know. Well, I think it didn't. And what's your least favorite track? That's important.
You know those fictional track on Forza, like almost
Okay.
every track, like Maple Valley.
Okay.
I don't
It's
like it.
beautiful, Maple Valley, for taking
Yeah, it's
photos with
yes,
those
exactly. For
beautiful colors.
yeah, the scenery, and all
Yeah.
the trees and etc. It looks
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. But
Yeah.
somehow I don't like the fictional tracks. Most
Okay.
of them on
Okay.
Forza, and that's yeah. When I look to other racing games, sometimes the fictional tracks I like a lot. But Maple Valley, for example, man, it's
Mm.
I don't like it at all. Every time when I see it coming up in multiplayer, I'm like no.
Mm.
But it's the same with VIR, right?
Yeah.
On Forza, that's also a track that
Yeah.
somehow I just don't get the hang of it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I'm like, okay, screw it. I don't want to play
Yeah.
it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Understood. Yeah. That's yeah.
yeah.
That's how it is. But I have to confess something. I didn't know Maple Valley was a fictional racing track.
Oh, really?
I
Oh,
didn't.
you're never old to learn, right?
No, I don't play that much motorsport, Forza Motorsport. I played a little, and then I start doing the
Photography, right?
no, yes, but I start the career mode in the game.
Okay.
Doing, but yeah, I start very late, like 2 years ago, and then you see everyone has already finished the game like 10 times, and I haven't even started. But I am going to start when the new Forza Motorsport comes out. We are going to talk about it later, so hold on if you have
Yes.
anything to say
When
about.
it comes out. Yeah, when
Yeah,
it comes out.
yeah, and I want to play that game. I will dedicate myself, and maybe I will steal my son's will.
Yeah, you should. I'm actually in my wheel. Yeah, you cannot see
No,
the
I
wheel.
can't.
No. I'm in my racing seat here,
Yeah, yeah,
and in
the
front.
racing city. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
in front of me is the wheel. But
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. So I believe you. When did you realize your passion for cars and racing games, and then you know, oh, I can have both together, like racing games and cars.
Yes. Yeah.
When?
So when I was really young,
Yeah.
I was in my parents' cars, and
Yeah.
then on the road when we were going somewhere,
Yeah.
I was calling all the brands of the cars already. Even when I was like 3 or 4 years old, I was back in the car. I was like, hey, that's an Opel, and that's a
Mm-hmm.
Mazda, and that's a
Yeah.
Toyota, and
Yeah.
you know, and I even know the brands or the series as well, like a BMW 3 Series
Yeah.
or 1 Series or
Yeah.
whatever. So I was really specific already from a really young age. And the nicest
Mm-hmm.
thing is that I notice now with my son that
Mm-hmm.
he is now 5 years old, but he when he was like 3 or 4 years old, he was also in the car. Hey, that is that car, and that is that car.
Yeah.
So he's really a car fanatic as well. But then I was really young, right? And I'm now 38 already. So back in the day, you didn't really. When I was 3 years old, you didn't have a console, right, to play.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit later till the PlayStation 1
Yeah.
released.
Yeah.
And with PlayStation 1, like Gran Turismo was, yeah, more or less the first real car game that really like wowed me.
Yeah.
Like, man, this is absolutely amazing. And if you go back now and you look how it looks, of course, horrible. But back in the day, it looks absolutely
Yeah, I
fabulous, right?
know. I start playing Atari, so I know
Oh, wow.
what's a hard game.
Yeah,
And
you play pixels.
exactly. So I know it's hard to think in only 20 years now from the
Oh,
80s to
yes.
now. It's only 20 years.
Yeah, we are old, yes.
So we can see that
Yeah,
it's a huge difference. It's games nowadays, they look like almost
incredible.
real. It's incredible. Yes, it's
It's
amazing.
incredible, and then still people sometimes discuss right on the internet if one game looks better than the other. But everything that is out now looks absolutely fabulous, and it's almost
Yes,
photorealistic, right? Even
yes,
if
yes.
you see now Forza Horizon 5, and of course in photo mode it's extra beautiful, but if you just
Mm,
drive around, it's such
yes,
an achievement. You know
yes.
what they can
Yep,
create in such a short amount of time. It's
yep.
incredible.
Yes, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go forward. What does Forza means to you? What does it mean to you? Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, passion, and I wouldn't say love, but also a little bit, right? And
Mm,
that's mainly because I love Xbox
yeah.
a lot as well. So for me, Xbox is Forza, and Forza is Xbox.
Okay.
And yeah, I yeah mainly play Xbox for the last, what is it, 20 years or something like that,
Okay.
or actually from the
Yeah.
launch of the
Yeah.
Xbox. Since then I'm an Xbox guy. And then,
Yeah.
of course, like I mentioned before, Forza came up a little bit later. But when I touched Forza, for me that was a game changer, right? Because Gran
Okay.
Turismo was taking so long every time to come out, and
Yeah.
not really, I don't know, fulfilling my needs or whatever. I just wanted to have something fresh, and
Mm,
somehow Forza get a grip on me and never let go.
yeah.
Um, and that created such a strong feeling
Yeah.
that even I changed my name to Forza Erwin, right? And
Yes.
I
Yes.
even collect all the Forza stuff. Yeah, you cannot see it
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
over here, but I have some videos on my YouTube channel that you can see also the collection that I
Better.
have.
Yeah. Yeah.
A 360 with a faceplate, the shoes that come with it, right? So I like to collect a lot of Forza things as well. So it's a
Okay.
passion, and yeah, you can almost say almost like love. Also, yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
But do you, so if I understood why you play both Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon,
yes.
do you prefer more motorsport than Horizon?
I am a more track guy, let's
Okay,
say. So
okay, okay.
track based guy, right?
Yeah,
But I absolutely love Forza Horizon for what it does, and I played it
yeah.
quite a lot as well. But
Okay,
both are great on their own kind of way, and sometimes
okay.
I just want to be not so serious, that it not goes to one
Mm,
or two tenths per lap. And I
yeah.
just want to take the car, and that is actually what Forza Horizon 5 does really great, because
Okay.
when I was like 18, I got my driver's license,
Yeah.
and like I mentioned, my dad always had the company car, so I could take the car at night, right? So what I did
Okay.
after days of working and I had stuff on my mind, what I did was just take the car and just
Mm.
drive. Don't have a really goal, just take the car and drive.
And
Put
drive.
some music on and
Mm.
just make kilometers, right?
Yeah.
Just enjoy the driving,
Yeah.
going towards the bridge and the boulevard and drive. And
Yes.
actually Forza Horizon really replicates that feeling for me because it's really
Okay.
car culture or that car world that you live in. Just
Mm.
take the car, go to a beautiful sunset, and then of course taking pictures, and then stop driving and only take pictures. That's what
Yeah.
Forza Horizon also does,
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Oh,
right?
look, nice, look at the sunset. Wow, look at that. Yeah,
Yes, yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I do
You're like,
also.
oh yeah. I should take a picture of that. Oh yeah, I should take a picture of that. And then you stop driving and just only take pictures, right? That's also Forza Horizon. So,
Yeah,
so
it's
Forza
true.
Horizon really fulfills a different kind of need for me as a
Okay.
car lover. And
Okay.
sometimes I just want to be, let's say, track focused, and I want to improve myself.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, I'm really competitive in that
Mm.
regard towards myself. But sometimes you just want to take the bloody car and just listen to the beautiful
Yeah.
sounds and
Yeah.
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 So
Okay, I understood.
different
Yeah.
needs. Yeah,
Yeah.
different needs. Both great.
Yeah. Okay. So now let's talk about your YouTube channel, Racing from Home.
Yes.
How did you decide to start your channel? What your channel is about? Tell people what do you do in your channel?
Yes.
Why people should
So
watch you, basically.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just want to try to expose my passion for racing games
Yeah.
in general, right?
Yeah.
I play multiple racing games, not only Forza, but
Yeah.
also Assetto Corsa Competizione,
Yeah.
Gran Turismo, right? And
Yeah.
Dirt 5. So I cover everything. And
Okay.
I don't really have a goal on my channel to say, hey, I really want to focus on this or I really want to focus on that.
Yeah.
And that's what we talked about earlier. I'm really an all-round kind of guy. Sometimes I like to do streaming on my channel, and
Yeah.
sometimes I really like to make videos and to go a little bit more in depth about some news about a
Okay.
different kind of racing game. So I have different kind of things that I want to show to the public. But what I really like and what I really get nice responses is that I just record my gameplay from multiplayer racings, for example, or
Okay.
just me driving, and then explain where I pay attention to. So where you need to brake and why I do some things that I do while racing, right? So
Mm.
it's almost most people that watch maybe this channel don't have to be educated, but I
Yeah.
have a lot of friends of me that are not so into driving, and then they hear me explain how to drive and why do
Yeah.
you do such thing. They're like,
Yeah.
hey, that's super cool. So it's a mix of everything, sharing my experience just as a passionate racing fan, and that's why it's called Racing from Home. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Ah, no,
yeah.
that's nice. So when you stream from YouTube. You don't stream on Twitch.
I did a little bit on Twitch in the
Mm.
past,
Yeah.
but now lately I'm just streaming towards YouTube
Okay.
because I want to grow my channel over there, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's why I'm streaming to YouTube. I'm now at like 227 subs, I believe, on
Okay.
YouTube. So
Yeah.
that's already above what I had in mind, for example.
Okay.
So thanks for everybody that subscribe and
Yeah.
drop all the likes and comments. So
Yeah.
so I'm already super happy on that part. But I mainly stream on YouTube, yes, and
Yeah.
that's what I do from the PlayStation. I do from the console itself,
Yeah.
and when I do it from my Xbox, I need to use the Elgato, right,
Yeah.
to stream. Yeah,
Yeah. Me too.
sadly, yeah, we need
I
Xbox. We need Xbox to have YouTube streaming. I don't get it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's but it's okay. Luckily, we have Elgato to help us.
exactly.
I can't complain. I like
Yeah,
Elgato. For people
it's
who knows me,
great.
I like
Yeah,
Elgato.
sponsor,
No,
sponsor.
no, not sponsor, but hey, Elgato, I'm here. I'm funny. I can
You're
smile.
applying. Yeah, no supporter, Elgato. Come on, do it.
Okay, so I remember a while ago. It's not much. 2 weeks, nah, maybe a month ago. You had posted a video about the set you make for Will because many people were asking tips about uh, what's best the setting for the oh shit
Yes,
sorry
you said it.
resetting the wheel setting which is best because I remember the first time I used the wheel to play Forza Motorsport. I didn't know we needed to go. I am very ignorant about Forza, people. I don't know what I'm doing here. So I didn't know, and it was very hard to drive because I said, "What the hell? I want to." It doesn't work. And then, of course, later someone that maybe has a little more patience than me because I am a very short
Impatient.
temper. Sorry, it's my Latino
That's the
side.
yes, exactly. That's blood from the south. Yeah.
Yes. So I just said, okay, I don't want to use wheel anymore. And I have never used wheel anymore, ever again. It's
Shame on
been
you.
almost 2 years. Like, yeah, I know. Shame on me, even because I have one and I don't use it.
Yes. Oh,
So it was nice. People have asked, and you have done it for helping them. And have you had some feedback about people? Like they say,
yeah.
damn, guy, it was amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, actually quite a lot. And you know what's also funny is that people going into my DMs, sending a
Yeah.
direct message, hey, which wheel do I should buy? What do you
Okay.
think? What is your experience? You know?
Okay.
And that's really yeah, like I appreciate that a lot, right? That people ask for
Mhm.
me for advice, which wheelbase or which gas pedals or which brake pedals or whatever they want to
Yeah.
purchase. So
Mhm.
and even some big YouTubers, non game or non racing YouTubers, but even some big YouTubers
Yeah.
asked me for my advice a couple of weeks ago. So that's actually I appreciate it a lot.
Mhm.
But I get on my settings, for example, for Forza Horizon 5,
Yeah.
I changed my wheel settings. So when I just first started the game with early access, I streamed the game and etc. And
Yeah.
I was not driving really well, and I had like, man, this is not the perfect feeling. So what I
Okay.
like to do is then go and to look for what fits my personal preference, because wheel settings is something really personal, right? Some
Yeah.
like a little bit more heavy, some not. So you have a lot of things that you can adjust in Forza, and that's also the downside of it. Because on
Mhm.
Forza Motorsport 7, I think if I say that I tune my wheel for 20 hours,
Mhm.
maybe not over exaggerating even. Because what you
Okay.
do is you tune the in-game settings, right? You go to the track, you go again, and
Mhm.
then you go back and forth doing that.
Yeah.
And then sometimes Fan Attack comes with an update, and then
Yeah.
I had the perfect settings, and then it was completely gone again. So I need to do that
Oh,
again.
damn it.
So I normally I don't have so much patience in life. I don't have
Mhm.
blood from the south, but I'm actually a really impatient guy as well. But this I really want to have correct, right? So it took
Mhm.
me hours and hours and hours to get it right. And actually in
Mhm.
Forza Horizon 5, it only took me like maybe 5 hours or so to
Yeah.
get it completely right. And I share my settings on Twitter, and people
Mhm.
are like, man, this was a game changer for me on the wheel.
Oh,
I
nice.
really like the settings. Thank you a lot, and this and that. So I actually
Mhm.
need to make a video still about my settings and why the settings are like how they
Yeah.
are. So
Yeah.
that's something that I still need to do. But yeah,
Mhm.
the comment on my settings was awesome. So it was super cool.
That's nice. I something I like about the Forza community. It's always see people helping each other in many aspects, and they are giving tips and they are saying, "No, no, do it instead and do that." And that's what I like.
Yes, yeah.
That's
The
what I like about
community
this.
is very strong on that part to
Yeah.
help each other further, right? If you have
Yeah.
some tips or problems, whatever, everybody wants to step in to help you move further.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yep. I totally agree with you. Okay, so let's see now. So since you own a wheel, do you all racing games you use wheel? No exceptions.
Now, more or less, yes.
Yeah.
And that was different to a couple of years ago when Forza
Uh,
Horizon was not so great on the wheel. I played Forza Horizon just with a controller, and that's also because with all the elevations, right, on Forza,
okay.
actually when you are on a wheel, and I play in cockpit view always.
Okay.
So sometimes you have those corners with those banked corners, and you don't see the corner next to it, right? So it's actually
Okay.
a blind corner.
Yeah.
And especially with the Colossus races, right? Those really long races,
Yeah.
it really is a pain in the ass. But that's also the challenge, right?
Yeah.
But the Forza Horizon 5 is actually the first Forza Horizon that I play on the wheel. Besides that, I played everything on a controller. But
Okay.
Dirt 5 and Formula 1 and Forza Motorsport or whatever racing game, I only play on the wheel.
Okay.
So I think I started playing on the wheel like, what is it? I think 6 years ago or something like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
5 years ago. Yeah, I think I started, and actually very too late.
Yeah.
And I actually regret not starting it earlier. So
Earlier.
everybody
Yeah.
who's watching and you're in doubt if you want to get a wheel when you're a racing fan, please, if the budget is up to it, start, because when you do it, the experience is a game changer compared to a
Yeah.
controller.
And I
Um,
think, well, there are many budgets. I
yes,
mean, you can always start with a cheaper one, see if it's a thing, and then going to more and more
Upgrade,
expensive
yes.
or buy used, because there are many people that buy. So yes, let's race, and then they don't have
No,
time to then sell it. At least
yeah,
around here, we see a lot of used wheels, like in eBay. It's not eBay, but it's like eBay
yes, a
for selling,
marketplace.
or yes, marketplaces selling stuff, and so
Yeah.
it's always a chance for everyone make a bargain and oh look.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually did with my nephew. So my
Mhm.
nephew is like 30 years old, and he's
Okay.
already had some practice at my place
Yeah.
behind the wheel. And he said, "Erwin, I really like a wheel as well." And he's now working
Mhm.
in the tomatoes as well at a grower
Mhm.
close
Yeah.
to it. So he's making some money.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Man, I want a chair and I want a wheel." So we were
Yeah.
looking up on the head, like it's the
Yeah.
same as you at marketplace where you can buy
Yeah.
secondhand stuff. And then
Mhm.
we bought a Logitech that was not
Yeah.
even a year old, and also the PlayStation Challenge. And then you have
Yeah.
a really nice setup for 350 euros. You're
Yeah.
completely done, eh? And he's super fast as well. So he almost beat me already after 1 week.
Okay.
So I need to be careful.
Yeah, but I see all those. You see, not all, but many fast racers. They are so young. I mean,
Yeah. Wow. I was surprised because he said to me, "Okay, Erwin, I now practice for a week. Can we race together?" I always make jokes. Yeah, I will kick your ass.
yeah.
So we were racing Formula One, and I was like, "What is happening here?" Every time the gap stayed the same, right? And he was in front of me. And then
Mhm.
luckily enough, I have some little bit more race experience. So
Yes.
the race I win. But pure
Mhm.
on qualifying times, we were like
Yeah.
thousands
Yeah.
between each other. Man, it
Yeah.
was amazing. So good for him.
Yeah.
He will be fast. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something good. Like experience, it's also important for the races. It's not just being fast and
No,
yeah,
of course,
it's
the pleasure from driving. I mean, that's where it all starts, right? The competitive
mm,
part, of course, is important for me, but most of the time, it all comes from having fun just
yeah,
driving.
yeah,
That's what it all comes down to. And to see my nephew now also having so much fun, and also my kids, right?
mm,
They have a lot of fun playing playing with the wheel. And I love the video that Connor Speed 6 made
yeah,
a while ago with his little boy. I believe he's also 4 or 5 years old, and he was playing Forza Horizon on the Wii as well, his
yeah,
son, and that was amazing because it's so relatable when you're a parent and you see your kid playing on a Wii. It's amazing. Yeah,
mm,
it's a great sign.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I see my kid playing Farming Simulator on the wheel.
Like a big tractor.
Yeah, he actually he wanted the gearbox because he said the new Farm Simulator we will be able to use the gearbox. So I
Yes.
want it, and he bought with his own money.
Oh wow.
So yes, he's 12. He for his birthday he got some money as present, and he
Yes.
bought the gearbox. So
Great.
yeah,
And
yeah.
oh, he also has the Logitech, right?
Yes, the Logitech. Yes, the
Yes.
G992,
920.
maybe
Yeah,
920. Yes, yeah,
G920. Yeah, you have
yeah,
the gear shifter. It's amazing. So he's using that really to use on the tractors and etc.
yes.
Oh, that's cool. That's
He
how it
loves
starts, huh?
he loves Farm Simulator. He plays it more than he plays Forza. So
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
if he's happy, I'm happy.
Exactly. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Yeah, doesn't
yes.
matter. As long
But
as
like
you
I
have
said,
fun.
it's nice to see the own kid happy and playing. Okay,
Exactly.
that's not about me,
Oh
it's
yeah,
about you. And
yeah,
that's I will be, I can't stop talking about them. So what kind of games do you play? Any other games besides Forza or racing games? Do you go like more, I don't know, shooting games,
yeah.
whatever?
Also. So PUBG, so Player Unknown Battleground.
Yeah.
That's a game that I played for so many days.
Mm.
It was amazing to play with friends, and then the tactical perspective when you are a team, right? And I am most of the time I'm like the captain because I like to. Okay, we need to go to there, and that's something
Yeah.
natural in me. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Mm.
But if that team play comes to a win, chicken winner winner chicken dinner, that
Yeah.
feeling that never any other game got me that feeling. it,
Okay.
it was amazing, yeah, and we played it for so many hours. It was incredible. So I like shooting games, but Call of Duty.
Yeah.
When I was a little bit younger, I like Call of Duty as well. Last couple of years, I don't
Yeah.
actually like it so much.
Okay.
But I also like The Last of Us, for example, on the
Okay.
PlayStation. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
And as Sea of Thieves, we mentioned that also before. That's a game that I like, but that you
Yeah.
really need to again have collaborate with other people.
Yeah.
And with Sea of Thieves, I was really in the very very early access, so in the alpha stage.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, I know some people at Xbox. Luckily enough, I'm so privileged that I know some people, and then you have sometimes lucky as well that you can play test sometimes.
Yeah.
So we were very early on playing Sea of Thieves as well, and then to see how the game is become what it is now at this point, it's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. But it all comes down to okay, you're in a crew with 4 people; those are your friends. Most of
Mm-hmm.
the time you're playing with, and then you work together. It's so much fun. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So collaborating with friends on a game,
Yeah.
it's amazing. I
Yeah.
like that feeling. But
Yeah. Me
story
too.
story driven games, it's also something that I like a lot, right?
Okay.
Because The Last of Us is really story focused,
Yeah.
very heavy story focused, and the
Yeah.
older it's crazy, but the older I get, the
Mm-hmm.
more I like such games.
Okay.
Yeah, I get old, I
Yeah.
know.
So if you play The Last of Us on a PlayStation, so you play also Gran Turismo.
Yeah, quite a bit as well.
And are you looking forward to Gran Turismo 7? That will be out soon, I guess.
Yes, yeah, it's
Yeah.
4th March, right? March 4. Um,
It's out. Okay, so okay,
yeah,
this episode is going to be out before March. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so no, I'm looking forward to it a lot,
Yeah.
and I really had a tough time to get into GT Sport.
Okay.
Because when it released, almost at the same time as Forza Motorsport 7, I only played Forza Motorsport 7 because of the single player was more, extended, more cars, more tracks, etc.
Yeah.
But Forza or GT Sport was very sparse with content, so you didn't have so much cars and tracks in the game, and that grew out to be very heavily multiplayer focused, which they do very very well. And also the wheel feel, my wheel is absolutely fabulous on Gran Turismo Sport, and it's
Okay.
actually miles ahead, sadly enough, compared to Forza Motorsport 7. So I actually played this afternoon a couple hours GT Sport, and tonight I'm probably streaming some multiplayer and get my ass kicked most likely. But I like Gran Turismo, and that also come down to Gran Turismo 1, right, where we talked about Gran Turismo is also something that's always has a place in my heart. When
Yeah.
I say Gran Turismo, I'm getting excited. Same with Forza Motorsport. But GT7 is it's like they're going back to the old Gran Turismo style, right?
Okay. Okay.
Where you can tune your cars, change the oil of your car and wash it and etc. So more cars than they had with GT Sport. So it seems to be that they're going a little bit more towards the old Gran Turismo route. And I'm
Okay.
very, very excited for it. And it
Okay.
looks very good. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. I have to confess, if I know little about Forza Motorsport, I know even less about Gran Turismo. But mainly because I don't have a PlayStation, so it's not a game I can even play. So yeah.
Yes. And you can take beautiful pictures actually, yeah?
Is there photo modding?
Yes. And actually when you have that mode scapes, if you need to look it up then for YouTube, because when you as a photographer, it's absolutely amazing because you can be very creative as well. So you have just a landscape, and then you can place the car in that particular landscape, right? But also your driver with the helmet, etc. You can place it next to each other, so you can do amazing things on that as well. So if you ever have the chance, try it, and you will probably love it as well.
If I am ever able to find a PlayStation for sale.
Yeah. Those are hard to get, eh? Oh man.
Yes. It's not even money problem. It's just finding one problem. Someday I'll be lucky enough.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And why not? Let's talk a little about the new Forza Motorsport. That is not 8, it's just Forza Motorsport is going to be called. How much are you looking forward to it? It's
a lot, even more than GT7.
Okay.
Because I have the feeling, since Chris Asaki is on the team, right? He is the creative director. You see that there is a shift in focus on that game. So I had really the feeling that Forza Motorsport and Horizon was really coming close to each other, and that Motorsport lost its focus about what the game was about, right? It's called motorsport not for nothing.
Yeah.
And when you see now, or what you heard now, up to now, Chris Asaki saying it's more based on strategy, right? Having
Okay.
different kind of tire compounds and etc.
Yeah.
So I have the feeling, and that's what I like with GT Sport as well. It's more based on strategy. So you have your fuel usage and your tires as well. You need to change them to have a different kind of strategy, and that element will probably do a lot with Forza Motorsport multiplayer part. And that's something that really makes me excited. And also what they told us is that they revamped the physics engine, right, of the game.
Yeah.
And that they make more changes, let's say, in this game compared to Forza Motorsport 5 to 7. So that's a gigantic leap in the physics department as well.
Okay.
And they promised, as far as I know, is that they promised to improve the wheel gameplay as well on the game.
Okay.
And Forza Horizon 5 is already the first sign that they are on the right track, and the teams are exchanging knowledge and data expertise. So going from Forza Motorsport 5 real view, then I have really the high hopes or the expectation that it will be even better on Forza Motorsport, the next one.
Okay.
So I am super mega excited for Forza Motorsport, and even more than GT7, because I think the step to improve is bigger on the Forza Motorsport side than it is on the Gran Turismo side. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am, like I said earlier, I'm going to play this game from the beginning.
Good. You have to.
I will try the career. I don't think I'm going to do racing with the guys, just joining some competition, unless it's Daytona. Daytona I can do, just go around. I just needed to be careful for not being in the way of someone.
Well, they need to ghost you, right? Then.
Yeah, make me like a ghost rider.
Yes,
I'm just kidding. Yes, make like a special edition.
Exactly.
Make it rub level, like easy, hard, super hard, expert, ultimate, and rub level. It's just like the easiest one. Yeah, just for me. Okay, something else about you is you are in a podcast. It's called Midweek Mix Up Podcast. I did it. Yes, I did it. Wondering Dutch, you needed an easier name to your podcast. Okay, so that's a podcast is about video game. It's not only focused on Forza or Xbox. You guys. So how? Talk about this podcast. It's like one game each week, or you guys mix everything up every week?
We midweek mix up.
The mix up everything. No. I mean, it's one game each week, or you just.
No, we just talk gaming related news, and that's also something that I did when the internet came back in the day.
Yeah.
I have, of course, a love for gaming, so I went to all the sites, Nintendo.com and IGN.com and all those sites, just scrambling all the news and just following all the news. And I do that since year and day, but now since Twitter, my Twitter is my go-to to have gaming news, right?
Yeah.
But I met Wandering Dutch at XO19. It was in London. Yeah. So we were going to the FanFest, and then I was already playing with Wandering Dutch online, PUBG also. And then I was going to London, and we met actually with each other. And then soon after, he made the podcast, because we all have a hobby that is gaming news and playing all different kind of games. So depending on what the last week is about, gaming news related. So it's Xbox bought Activision, for example, or now Horizon. The Guerrilla team released a new Horizon game. That we can talk about practically everything that is gaming news related as of today. And that's something that is really nice, because I have more the racing type of game. I have my friend Patju, who's more the shooter kind of person. Wandering Dutch is the host, but he plays almost everything.
Okay.
And then you have Vincent, that's another Dutch guy. He likes football a lot, but he likes PlayStation also and Xbox. And we have also Archimedes, who has a YouTube channel as well, Boxenberger. So we have a really broad of interest. It's really broad, and it can be racing or actually everything, and we have a lot of fun as well. So if
Oh,
everyone
okay.
is watching, please
Yeah.
tune in. It's every Wednesday on 8 o'clock Dutch time.
Yeah, I will
Um,
put all the links both to your YouTube channel, to Midweek Mix Up Podcast, also here under the video on YouTube. Yeah,
yes,
on
yeah,
YouTube. On the other places, if you are listening on Google Podcasts or Spotify, I think it's a little complicated to put, but
yeah,
just look for our tweet page or the YouTube page. You get all those
super.
links.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I have
yeah,
also a challenge for everybody to
yeah.
say 10 times after each other Midweek Mix Up Podcast. and record it.
Midweek mix problem. No, okay, I give up. I needed to read, and maybe let's make just a Wednesday fun podcast.
Yes, exactly. Easy. Yeah.
No, but even though Wednesday, it's a kind of hard word to say to some people.
But I'm actually liking the Wednesday, right? Because that's where Mr. Sewing Man is sewing the week in half, right? So I actually like Wednesday. But the name Midweek Mix Up Podcast, it needs some practice. And don't you have that also, Robi, when you make videos or whatever? You have sometimes text, and then when you start reading the text, you do it sometimes 10 times after each other. It's horrible.
It's horrible. But it's the good thing that it's this complicated name. It's hard. It's easy to remember. Oh, I know this name.
Midweek.
And then I probably make some fun. It's like the mid up fix up week, but it's okay. Sorry.
You mixed it up.
Yeah. But just this. So you guys are always many people, like 4, 5, 6 people, and then you have guests.
Yes, exactly.
Usually, okay, yeah. It's
so we invite people from the business, right? So we had people from Xbox, but also some game developers making games for Xbox.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah, and we have some guys, YouTubers, like PlayStation YouTubers or whatever. So what you see is that Wandering Dutch, the panel and the founder of Midweek Mix Up, is also joining a lot of other podcasts as well. So we had actually also Dealer Gaming on the podcast, which is a huge one, above 100,000 subscribers. Also, Cod Eastwood was on the panel. Iron Lord podcast. All those guys were guesting on our podcast as well, which is amazing. So we have a really wide, I think, audience and panel members as well. So it's great to talk about games.
I think it's very nice. You guys are different people, which one with specialized in one different kind of game, and there are many things to talk about there.
Yes, and laugh, and we laugh a lot.
Yes,
as well, so
it's not like this podcast. We just talk about Forza, so.
But we laugh a lot as well.
I love Forza, so for me it's easy to talk about it. I can go on and on and on, just like when I race on Dayton, I just go on.
24 hours.
Okay, I have never dared to do it, but maybe someday.
But maybe that's the nice thing for the next Forza Motorsport releases. Let's hope at least that there will be some time and day, right? Like 24-hour time and day. And with all the pit stop strategies and etc., this will be amazing. So if we have the chance on the next Motorsport to do the 24-hour challenge, let's team up, and then I will make up the time that you will lose.
You'll be screwed.
Yeah, for sure. For us, it will take 48 hours.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for being here and talking to me and sharing a little about your Forza experience with everyone.
Thank you.
Like I said before, all the links, everything you needed to follow Forza Erwin in YouTube, Twitter, or whatever, I find all the links will be here. Also from the podcast, Midweek Mix Up Podcast. Go check it out because it's worth it. It's a nice panel and there's a bunch of fun guys there. Yeah. Maybe there is some girl missing there.
No, well, we need some diverse panel as well. So I will definitely bring it up to Wandering Dutch, because we need some differentiation in the panel, right? Most of the time it's only boys. So I will bring it up.
Sorry, I just invited myself.
Yeah, definitely. Be careful. Now you will be invited.
Anyone can just invite me. The worst, I'll say no. Okay. Well, bye everyone, and thank you again for being here for
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.